Come on, enough with the freaking trees already.
Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode. In the last episode, I was extremely rusty. I hope I can shake off some of that rust. But anyway, working his way through the dense forest, Ragnar scrolls his complaints to the fast-ass darkening sky. To travel through such a place without a light would usually be countering a broken neck, but tonight it was not an issue. The moon shined bright and full, its light descending through the branches overhead to illuminating the ground at Ragnar's feet.
Shit, so much for making it there by sunset. Good job, Self. Real slick with the estimating. No decent meal or actual shelter for you.
Grumbling, Ragnar holds up his right hand. It is encased in a gauntlet featuring a gigantic red gem on its back. He chants a few words and the gem emits a bright light, which a huge magical circle appeared. Ragnar ducks his head a bit and seeps through the silver's blue ring. Thanks to the containment Magnus as he has as cast, neither man nor beast can practically have any chance of detecting Ragnar's presence. He continues on, alone. It is the dead of night, and this forest seems many visitors. It is a place thick with sea fur, and most humans are smart enough to cut at it a wide berth. That is why Ragnar stopped in his tracks when he reached a clearing large enough in which to draw his sword.
Look, whoever the hell you are, I don't like being followed.
At first, Ragnar barely sensed the other presence, but now it's stronger than ever. He whips around, ready to strike. A figure emerged from the shadows.
Can't believe you sniffed me out, kid. I must be getting long in the tooth.
A man who spoke is not a man at all, but a cat. A cat who walks upright emerges in the human speech and wields a sword of its own. This seemingly docile creature is the strongest being on the planet, the one whom Ragnar knows well.
That was you, Master?
Better perk up your ears, kid, walking through the forest at this hour. Wouldn't want to run into any ghosts, would ya?
Seriously, you think I'm still afraid of ghosts? It's kid stuff.
So, you're saying you're not?
Bet your ass I'm not.
Good. Then you don't gotta worry about that see-through woman creeping up behind you.
See-through? Creeping up behind me? What the fuck?
I'm just yanking your chain, kid. Your senses might have improved a smidge, but I guess some things just don't change.
Yeah, real funny. If you're done effing with my head, how about you tell me what the hell you're doing out here, creeping up behind me like some sort of dirty cat voyeur? If you got something to say it.
I just happened to spot you out here. Thought tailing you might serve to pass the time, that's all. I gotta admit, though, I didn't think you'd figure it out quite so fast. Guess I'm losing my touch.
Spare me the pity party. Isn't this the part where you tell me what an awesome job I did of finding you, or how much I've grown, or some crap?
Fair enough. Hell, you might even be ready now.
Huh? What are you meowing about?
I know you, Ragnar. You're all piss and vinegar. You figure you can handle whatever the world throws at you. But this time ain't like the others.
Yeah, still not making any sense.
Clueless and mouthy as ever, ain't you, Mr. SS-class bounty on my head, Ragnar the Blood Edge? You seen how much they're willing to pay for that head of yours? Hell, if I weren't so fond of you.
Whatever.
Word's out that you're on your way here. The NOL's right jumpy about it. Of course, you did take down a bunch of library branches all by your lonesome. Guess they ain't sweating for nothing, huh?
And you're telling me this why? I'll crush this one just like the rest. End of story.
Just warning you, that's all. You're gonna have more than the NOL on your plate this time around, so be careful.
Is that your long-winded way of saying there'll be bounty hunters too? Just my luck.
That ain't all.
There's more?
He's here.
He who?
He's after you, and there ain't no getting around it.
I don't know who the hell we're talking about. Be specific.
You'll know him when you meet him. Even if your head don't, your gut will.
I have no goddamn idea what you're talking about. Can you please just say something plainly for once in your damn life?
Joke's on you, kid. I ain't what you'd call run-of-the-mill.
I get it. You don't want to tell me? Fine. Get all mysterious like you always do.
That really wasn't my intent. Back then.
Huh?
Oh, don't mind me. I was just ruminating on the good old days.
Please tell me that by the good old days you don't mean the Dark War.
Okay, first, I forgot I had the mic not unmuted, and secondly, I forgot that I had the thing on auto. So I missed that. Jubei had been one of the 6 heroes who led mankind to victory.
Well, not quite that far back. Hell, you don't really want to listen to a relic like myself natter on, do you?
Honestly, not really.
You've gained a whole mess of strength in the time I've known you, Ragna.
Now you roll out the compliment. I so don't get you.
But that arm of yours, that Azure Grimoire, just 'cause it's cozying up to your shoulder, don't get thinking you own it.
How could I forget?
Ragnar lost his right hand. The gem on top of the gauntlet he wore didn't encase an arm of flesh and bone. He lost it years ago during a massacre of his village. Instead, he wielded what people refer to as the Azure Grimoire.
Mind telling me what the hell this thing actually is? I know it lets me use Ars Magus, and it requires human souls to work.
I can't tell you any more than that, sad to say. On account of my not knowing any more than that myself.
Thanks for enlightening me. Well, whatever. Guess I'll make the most of it while it's stuck to me.
Ragna.
I know. The grimoire's not mine. I'm just its steward. Great power, great responsibility, blah, blah, blah. Folks have been putting me to sleep with every possible variation of that line for years now. You really think I'm gonna forget?
For your sake, kid, I hope you don't.
I won't. Now, if we're done here, I'm gonna split. I can't see for crap out here, 'cause I'm not a cat.
Godspeed.
Whatever works.
Turning his back to the beastkin, Ragnar leaves the clearing. Jubei's presence vanished, as though he had never been there. Ragnar dashes through the trees, too impatient to worry about his footing. He shakes his head at the thought of his master. Strongest guy alive, and he creeps up behind me like it's a game or something. Ragnar's slow to a trot, but not because he's tired. Quite the opposite. He soon emerges from the forest and takes in the new surroundings. The branches and foliage that loomed overhead are a thing of the past. There's nothing blocking Ragnar's view of a beautiful night sky anymore. He gazes adrift back down and settles on the huge mist-surrounding mountain that stands before him.
Finally, this is what I'm talking about.
The glowing lights are crusaded at various points on top of the mountain. Or clustered, not crusaded. The effects X was not unlike that of a Christmas tree. It is the branches stretching skyward.
The 13th hierarchical city, Kagutsuchi.
100 years ago, the world was brought to the brink of destruction at the claws of the Black Beast. Its arrival concluded with that of a mysterious fog, Sefer, that began to blanket the earth. Places where it gathered became wastelands in short order. and a prolonged exposure to Seifer was very detrimental, no effects upon the human body. Even now, decades after the Black Beast's defeat, Seifer continues to seep out from the spot where it first appeared. In the meantime, mankind is taken to building cities high atop mountains in an effort to avoid the toxic mists. Thanks to advancements in the field of Archmagus, even the harshest peaks were now habitable. These colonized mountains came to be known as hierarchical cities. Owing to their air-tiered design, right now Ragna stands before the 13th such city, Kamatsuchi.
It'd be great to flush this library before the year ends.
Ragna begins his hike up the slope leading to Kamatsuchi, grumbling all the while. Only a few days stand between him and the end of 2001-99. So I'll create a save, or my controller will just randomly disconnect. This is the Novus Vavius Librarium, the NOL, in common presence. They are the cogs that keep the wheels of the government turning in most of the hierarchical cities across the planet, a world order, though you would be unwise to call it that within earshot. They are also referred to as the Library, thanks to the staggering number of grimoires they have managed to collect. The grimoires use Seifer to activate the combination of sorcery and technology. Interhereth within the Archmagus, it goes without saying that the vast variety of grimoires at their disposal grants the library immense military power. This is one but of many offices within the NOL's headquarters. Major Jin Kisaragi pens files across document after document, the disgust on his face making clear his thoughts on the pile of papers before him. Jin Kisaragi is one of the youngest majors the NOL has ever seen, known as the Hero of Ikagara for his exploits during the Ikagara Civil War. He is a commander of the 4th Tamamidius Squadron, I don't know how you say that properly, of the Novus Ovius Librarium and Pentagram Guard. The one thing I hate about Blazblue, they use a lot of complicated words. For all of his valor and military accolades, though, his life has been a haze of endless meetings and mind-numbing paperwork ever since his promotion.
Lieutenant Noel Vermillion reporting for duty, Major. May I come in?
Jin frowns at the sound of her voice, his thoughts swaying. Noel Vermillion. Noel is no stranger to Jin. She serves as his administrator's security, and they knew each other back in their academy days. Still, there's something about her that always sours Jin's mood. She's never done him ill, far from it. Her face just shakes loose something within him. He doesn't know what it is, but he can feel how precariously it teeters when she looks at him. It is from this very reason that he never looks her in the eye.
Enter.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. I've just received the files from intelligence regarding that attack on one of our sister branches. Here they are. They, sent along a message, too. They think both of the NOL facilities were hit by the same assailant. One man, acting alone. They'd like your take on the situation, though.
One man acting alone, you say?
Jin extends his hand, demanding the files from her. She nervously obliges him. He flips open the files without so much as a glance in her direction.
This is...
Ragnar the Blood Edge, sir. He's an SS-class criminal who's come to the attention of the higher-ups.
Ragnar.
The, Blood Edge. Yes. Intelligence has made his whereabouts a priority. According to their latest data, he seems to be en route to the 13th hierarchical city, Kagutsuchi.
Ragnar. Ragna the Blood Edge. Oh, this is rich. And just when I thought I was about to die of boredom!
Major Kisaragi, are you...
Dismissed.
Huh?
You're dismissed, Lieutenant. You can leave, so please do.
Right. I'll just be going then.
I never thought you'd amount to anything. I guess you proved me wrong, eh, Mr. SS class criminal? Time for a little reunion, brother.
The train station is a terribly rowdy place, as pieces of its ilk wouldn't to be. For serving the entire city, the train keeps a relentless schedule, pulling into and rolling out of its stops like clockwork. The station sees more cargo than passengers disembarking. A paramax of uniformed staffers inspect the influx of goods. It's the very last day of December. The warm breeze flittered across his face as he gazed into the distance, the artificial climate control having tampered the winter suppression. Have triumph winter suppression, not tampered.
Kagutsuchi, the 13th hierarchical city. So, this is where you've skulked off to.
He left the station and headed for downtown Kizaraki without delay. Oh, Kamasushi, not Kizaraki.
I finally made it.
The Ars Magus airship sits marooned in the harbor. Such vessels near the top of the mountain. Though it looks like something plucked straight from the pages of science fiction novel, Noel has other matters on her mind as she disembarks.
Ow! My back hurts, and my butt's gone numb.
The long flight has taken its toll, leaving her feeling sluggish. She tries to rub up life back into the tense muscles. She takes in her surroundings.
So, this is Kagutsuchi.
The port is clearly under NOL jurisdiction. It is spotless, and guards are posted on every corner. So far, the 13th hierarchical city doesn't strike Noel as being too different than NOL's headquarters, where she spent the bulk of her time. As such, it feels familiar somehow, but perhaps that will change as she ventures inward. Holding her hat on top of her head to keep the mountain gusts from stealing it, she makes her way towards the city proper. Noel Vermillion, her rank lieutenant, more specifically a Praetorian Guard of the Norris Octavius Liberium. Missions of this caliber and the chance to leave headquarters is necessities are rare for her indeed.
What's the good word, Lieutenant Vermillion? Cat got your tongue? Or did you just forget my name?
Captain Hazama! I'm so sorry. You just surprised me, that's all.
Noel sees Hazama pop out from behind her, from the corner of her eye. He is the captain, which makes him Noel's superior, technically speaking. That said, the reality of the situation isn't so cut and dried. She is a member of the elite squad tasked with the most grueling missions, while Hazama is a spy, working for the intelligence division, well outside her Pacific chain of command. Charms of command.
How many times must I tell you, Noel? There's no need for such formality. Don't worry about rank and protocol, not with me. Let's just take it easy,
Take it easy. Right.
And why not? We're working on the same mission, and we play for the same team, generally speaking. We'll probably be here for a while.
The mission.
Noel looks down, her brows knitted with worry. Noel and Hazama have come to Kazaruki to track down Jin Kasama. Jin Kasama! Ah! Wrong Jin! Jin Kasaragi! Yes, Jin Kasama from Tekken. That would be badass. Can't believe I just said Kasama. I'm so used to hearing Kasama after Jin. Who went AWOL a few days ago? This mission is which Hazama speaks so casually. There's nothing pleasant about having to find and apprehend your intimate. Yeah, is that intimate? Yeah, intimate superior for desertion.
Just to confirm, Major Kisaragi's personality shifted at the mention of Ragna the Blood Edge. Isn't that right?
Yes. I mean, as far as I could tell, he started laughing maniacally and kicked me out of his office.
Kisaragi. The Jin Kisaragi cackling like a loon? It beggars belief. It really does.
But he really did.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. Far be it from me to call you a liar. Incidentally, you were supposed to have investigated Ragna the Blood Edge.
What? Are you serious?
As a heart attack. Of course, that particular batch of orders never made it past the desk of your erstwhile major, so there's no way you could have known. I wouldn't worry about it any.
I never suspected.
I'm positive that Kisaragi's sudden desertion has to do with this Ragna chap. If we head over to the local NOL branch, I'm sure we'll run into him.
What makes you say that?
Ragna targets libraries. Sure, maybe he's departing from form and he came here to check out Kagutsuchi's nightlife. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's out to cause a little NOL carnage. And when he gets to the library, who will be there waiting for him but our own missing major?
Oh, I get it.
Noel's eyes glow wide as she marvels at Hazama's powers of deduction. He sighs. Their partnership is no great meeting of the minds.
Guess I'll be thinking for two on this assignment. Well, how about we go hunting for information? The afternoon's still young. If his previous attacks are any indication, Ragna the Blood Edge will probably strike our facility under the cover of night. And Jin doesn't strike me as the sort who'd get into position needlessly early. I don't think anything's going to go down until the sun sets. That's good, frankly, because we're not the only pieces on the board. We might have a few guest appearances, so to speak.
Do you mean Sector 7?
I don't think they have the self-restraint to sit this one out. If they're involved, this mission's bound to get a lot more complicated.
Sector 7 and the hero of Ikaruga?
There's nothing linking them, not officially at any rate. But if there is a connection, we'll find it.
Wow, they're not kidding when they call you guys the intelligence department.
Don't look too impressed. It's all included in the report.
Huh? Oh,
The report which you never read, judging from the deer in the headlights expression. Tisk tisk, Lieutenant. Maybe you should have spent the flight over here boning up on the particulars of the case, instead of snoring.
I was, saving up my strength for this super rigorous assignment. Yeah, that's it. Besides, you were asleep the whole time too, Hazama.
What are you talking about? I didn't sleep a wink.
But I could have sworn I saw you.
Why would I lie about something like that? My eyes were wide open, just like they are now. See?
But your eyes look shut. I'm confused.
Truth be told, you didn't sleep all the way over here. I seem to recall you conveniently waking up just in time to tear through lunch and dessert. If you keep on this regimen of nothing but sleep and food, you might just fill out a bit.
Leave me alone! This coming from the man who eats nothing but hard-boiled eggs!
At least I wasn't doubling down on the pudding. And what's wrong with eggs anyway?
Swallowing them whole is just weird.
Listen, you culinary Philistine. In the hands of a master, the hard-boiled egg is a work of art.
Work of art? Come on, it's an egg. I just don't understand Hazama sometimes.
I could talk about them forever, but you don't seem very receptive. Shall we get to work then?
Yeah, we're collecting information until the sun goes down, right?
Indeed. I'll see what I can learn amid the higher levels of the city. You don't mind taking the middle and lower levels, do you?
You mean, we need to split up?
Kagutsuchi's not exactly a one-horse town. If we stick together, this'll take even longer. I'll do what I do best, and you go down there and, try hard. A for effort, as they say.
I'll do my best, Captain.
Good luck with that, you stammering bobblehead. Why can't they just staff my department properly instead of having a slum for help? I feel like strangling an accountant.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize, my dear. We couldn't do what we do without such generous assistance from the other branches. I can't tell you how grateful I am.
Right.
I'm sure it goes without saying, but all information surrounding Major Kisaragi's disappearance is classified top secret. Use lip-sync ships, if you get my drift.
Aye.
Good. Now, how about we rendezvous shortly after sunset? Say 1800 hours? Probably jumping the gun a bit, but it'll give us time to reach the NOL facility.
Rendezvous at 1800 hours. Roger. I guess I'll be going then.
Lieutenant, just one more thing.
Yes?
If you should encounter Ragna the Blood Edge at any point, retreat to safety and notify me ASAP. Do not engage in combat. That's an order.
How come?
I had some intel come in while you were sleeping. A number of NOL soldiers have already tried to subdue him and, well, doctors say they'll all live, but they won't be winning any beauty pageants. I don't want to have to bring you back to headquarters as checked luggage.
Oh, fair enough.
She's finally out of my hair. They're a real handful at that age.
Hazama strikes his head and pulls his hat down, obscuring his eyes. He stares just under the brim to see Noel dash into the crowd, a girl on a mission.
Now that she's off to the races, I think I'll go see to some errands.
Leaving Hazama at the harbor, Noel heads down to the lower levels of Kamatsuchi. The hierarchical cities are like mountains with trays gifted to the sides of various points. Along with the sides, there's a district, a self-contained city unto itself. And each tray, the higher the tray, the more affluent and pleasant the district. Bringing heavier than air, Seafer collects closer to the ground. No coincidence then that those with power and wealth cluster near the mountain peaks. Conversely, those who cannot afford such luxuries find themselves living in the lower districts, or even in the slums. But for the moment, Noel finds herself around the middle of Kamatsuchi. The airship harbor feels like a world compared to her current envisions. She begins her search for Jin Kisaragi, but feels out of place in an unfamiliar town, oddly aimless.
No sign of him. Guess I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. I've never conducted an investigation before. I don't even know where to begin. Like, literally. I can't make heads or tails of this map. Major Kisaragi, why did you run off like that?
Thoughts dibbled at her mind as she canvasses the district. Jin Kisaragi, was a soldier's charm. Cool and collected, a role model to many aspiring officer within the Liberium. It was hard to imagine him going AWOL. He was the hero of Ikagura, commander of his own squadron.
How can he have anything to do with Sector 7? He acted so strangely when I gave him those files. Maybe Ragna the Blood Edge has something to do with this after all. But what?
Her head churns with questions which she had no answers.
If Ragna the Blood Edge is in this town, am I gonna randomly run into him? What do I do if he spots me? Hazama told me to run away, but I'm a Praetorian guard, right? If I see him doing something awful, I have to arrest him. Or do I? Come on, Noel. Think! I bet he's like 10 feet tall. Probably has a creepy face, too. Excuse me? Oh boy, I really hope I don't run into him. Excuse me, ma'am. You're Miss Noel Vermillion, are you not? What? Yes, Lieutenant Noel Vermillion, at your service.
Startled out of her worried woolmongering, Noelle snaps to attention. Standing before her are a desperate little boy who seems to stand and just shy eye of floppish.
I thought it was you, Miss Noel.
Miss Noel? Hey, is that... Why, Carl!
Carl Clover. To be specific, he had been in a few classes behind Noelle and her classmates at the NOL Academy. They haven't seen each other in years, though Carl has grown quite a bit in the interim. He is still very much the boy she knew. Noelle feels nostalgic washing over her.
Long time no see, as they say. I never expected to bump into you in a place like this, I must admit.
It's been forever, hasn't it? What have you been up to? I mean, you left the academy so suddenly. I was worried about you.
There were pressing matters that needed tending to. That's all. I'm sorry to have worried you.
Oh, all right. So, what brings you to Kagutsuchi? Or are you living here now?
The smile suddenly disappeared from Noelle's face. Her eyes strayed to a gigantic Meruette looming behind Carl. Its face is cold and expressionless. The thing isn't a toy. Whatever it is, it's too big, too dangerous.
Carl? What is that?
Huh? Oh, you mean Sis?
Sis?
Yes, this is my big sister Ada. Sis, this is one of my classmates from the academy.
Carl speaks to the doll, although it is made of flesh and blood, with more warmth and with which he addressed Noelle. A chill goes down Noelle's spine. She can't say why exactly, but this doll feels deadly.
Carl? Please don't take this the wrong way, but that isn't...
I already know what you're going to say, but please don't. Ada's very self-conscious about her looks.
Yeah, you guessed it. So, how about you tell me what you're up to? Maybe I can help you out.
Do you really mean that? Gosh, Miss Noel, that'd be splendid. You can start by telling me anything you know about Ragna the Blood Edge.
Ragna the Blood Edge? You've heard of him?
But of course. Oh, right. I haven't told you yet. I've become a vigilante since last we met.
What now?
A vigilante, a bounty hunter. In the common practice, though, their activities are sanctioned by NOL High Command, and they are reimbursed accordingly. Vigilantes are shipping into Kagutsuchi by the hour, each hoping they would be the one to capture Ragna the Blood Edge and lay claim to the huge reward. Carl is undoubtedly the youngest of the bunch, though.
I need to capture this Grim Reaper fellow, and to do that, I'm going to need every scrap of intel the NOL has on him.
Carl beams up at Noelle, excited by his newfound source of information, but she can't return his gaze. He's polite, well-spoken, polished to a fault, but deep down, there's something about him that's off somehow.
But why?
It's a bit strange, really. Ragna the Blood Edge is always attacked without warning, but this time, the streets are abuzz with news of his arrival. Have been for a while now. It seems as though somebody knew he was coming, and that they wanted it to be common knowledge. But why leak a bombshell like that, if not to conceal something else? I'll admit, I had my doubts, but seeing all the armed guards around town, and now running into you, I'm sure of it. Something's afoot in Kagutsuchi, something big. There are only a few organizations with the clout to pull a stunt like this.
Carl smiles and looks into Noelle's eyes once again. His own ownish gaze as the NOL written all over it.
Carl,
I don't know what exactly is going on or why, but adding another piece of the puzzle to my repertoire can't hurt. right?
I can't tell you anything, Carl. If you want information, you need to submit an official request to an NOL office like everyone else. I'm sorry, but that's the law.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Have you ever thought about going back to the academy? You are one of the top students in your class. If you go back now, I'm sure you'll be caught up in no time.
I wish it didn't have to come to this, Miss Noel. But if you're going to Stonewall, then you leave me no choice.
The doll behind Carl springs to life, tearing a huge gorge out of the ground with its huge claws. Noelle's reflexes had been any slower, it would have scorned her legs from her body. Carl stares at Noelle with murderous intent.
Too slow, sis. Good try, though.
Have you lost your mind?
Adults are so unfair, aren't they, sis? They go ahead and do whatever they want, but the moment you need a bit of help, they shut you out.
Carl!
If that's how you're going to be, I'll just have to force the information out of you.
So we're finally forced into a fight. I honestly didn't think it would take this long for a fight. Which is why I kept the episode going. Probably after this fight, if we get to a save, that's when I'll end.
The wheel of fate is turning. Rebel 1. Action!
Carl is a puppet fighter. His biggest threat is his puppet. Although, do be warned, he can summon it to his side. What's one of your supers? What was button for D? A. Or you don't want to do it? Shoot him with a chain gun!
You're a lot better than I thought, Miss Noel.
That's enough, Carl!
It pains me to say it, but I think I need to call it a day. Mark my words, though. I'll be the one to find the Azure Grimoire.
Hey, wait! Azure Grimoire? That was in the report, I think. Ragna has that one. But why would Carl want something like that?
Noelle should chase Carl down and wring the answers out of him, but her legs can't be bothered. She is too tired, too sad. Her heart sits like a leaning weight in her chest. She bites her lip and tears well up in her eyes.
Carl, what happened to you?
He had been such a friendly child, so lovable and innocent back at the academy. Noelle's circle of friends had drafted him into group assignments many a time. But now this? Everything is changing.
I want to go back to when we were in school.
She longed for a return to those simpler days. There had been hard times, to be sure, but her years at the academy were Noelle's most cherished treasure.
Come on, Noel. Rub it up, Dad. Time for the grub. Tsubaki's already at the cafeteria, you know?
Coming! Just give me a sec, okay?
What's up, Slowpoke?
No, it's just Tsubaki asked me to take care of these papers. They're for the student council meeting or something.
Ooh, thrilling. Now double time, soldier. We're gonna miss lunch. Makoto, wait up!
The Noel Academy does nothing in half measure. As such, their school cafeteria has nothing to turn up one's nose at. Still, big as it is, the Camarist cafeteria isn't big enough to seat all the Academy students at once. The lines for the food vendors were always long. If you didn't get a spot early on, you were liable to run out of time before you reached the front.
Well, so much for eating, huh?
I'm really sorry, Makoto.
I don't see any lunch in our future. But no worries, Noel. Not your fault.
Hey, Makoto! Noel!
Tsubaki! There you are!
What took you guys so long? Anyway, here, dig in.
Stop the presses! Is this the melon cream bread that I love so completely? And these walnut danishes. Did you buy these for us?
Yeah, the cafeteria was a madhouse today. I figured I'd better get you something just in case. Are you okay with that sandwich, Noel?
Am I ever? Thanks so much, Tsubaki.
Thank you. Oh man, having smart friends rocks.
Come on, Makoto. It's nothing to cry about. Stop being so dramatic.
Missing lunch is kind of dramatic.
Totally. And not only did I not miss lunch, I'm chowing down on my favorites. How do you rock so hard, Tsubaki? Damn, you're awesome.
Still holding the bread in her grip, that even death could not sever, Makoto sweeps Tsubaki up in a huge bear hug.
A big old kiss from my bestest friend.
I'm starting to think you only love me for my cream bread. I don't think we're gonna find a free table in here. Wanna go outside?
Lead on, oh supplier of snacks. So sweet. This is heaven.
Everything looks delicious when you eat it, Makoto.
I feel all warm and fuzzy inside just watching you eat.
No, guys, for reals. This bread is the culmination of my entire life up to this moment. The fluffy bread outside, melon-tacular cream within. Oh, it's sweet like melon, but not too sweet, you know. Bury me in this bread. Not when I'm dead even. Now!
That sounds morbid and messy.
I'm just glad the two of you are happy.
Tsubaki, I almost forgot. Here are those documents you asked for.
Oh, thanks, Noel. Sorry I'm always asking you for help with stuff.
No, I'm glad to. I just hope I didn't make any mistakes.
Let's see.
Tsubaki quickly flipped through the stacks of papers Noel handed her. Right then, a sudden gust of wind pulls a few pages out from under her grasp. Makoto leaped into the air and snatched a few of the papers away from the wind, all in a blink of an eye. Noel copied Makoto to a less spectacular effect. She reached for the last stray sheet, but it slipped right between her fingers, still aloft. In that instant, Noel lost her balance.
Huh? Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean... Ah! Mr. Kisaragi!
Jin?
Oh my god, are you okay, Mr. Kisaragi?
Jin caught both the falling Noel and the errant paper. He shot a chilly look to the former, crowded by his presence. Hence, all Noel could do was slam her.
I mean, I'm so sorry. Are you hurt or?
Here.
Jin brushed past Noel and handed the paper back to Tsubaki.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jin.
The wind's really strong out here. I suggest you be more careful.
I will.
Sorry to interrupt your lunch.
I never imagined in a million years that Jin was gonna come waltzing through our lunch. That was intense. Right, Noel?
Yeah.
Crap! Lunch is almost over! No time to chew, ladies!
Ew.
Stupid.
Hey, don't take!
All this paperwork was for Jin. Why didn't I just give it to him then?
Oh, that's too bad.
Hey! You want me to pounce on it? He'll never see me coming. I'll just be all, BAM! Squirrel power!
Thanks, but no. I'll do it myself. He couldn't have gone far.
Hey, if you need squirrel power, just holla.
See you later.
Jin, wait up! Oh, I didn't think I was gonna catch up to you.
Tsubaki, what's wrong? Why'd you come running up?
All those papers, I was supposed to give them to you.
You chased me down for that? They're not that important, are they?
Well, no point waiting until later, I figured. Here you go.
Thanks, I think. But really, running indoors, probably not the best idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I'll end the episode here because it is getting a little long. And I'll see you in the next one. So if you enjoyed this episode, do like the videos, it helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this episode. And share the video so that way more people can discover my content and help the channel grow. And I'll see you all next time. Later.